Well, good morning, everybody. It is Heidi at Hen and Chick Studio in Conrad, Iowa. And I am not necessarily in the prettiest corner of the store, but I am in a great corner. Goldie and I are standing at the cutting table. She is right there, up in the nest. Virginia, well, we're not quite sure where she's at. She's, I think, taking her morning siesta already after a busy morning. But we are doing a little retreat here before the girls head off to college and having a lot of fun. There's so many things about retreating that are great. I think one of the things we enjoy, we live out in the country, so when we're in Conrad and staying in the nest or the coop, we love taking advantage of walking in this delightful little town and getting out and about. And so that's something we get to do morning and night while we're here, walking on concrete and or walking paths rather than on a dirt road or in a field kind of thing. So that's something that we enjoy. We're having fun. Goldie is cutting a ton of scrap fabric. I think one of the things that we talk about often is that we all have scraps. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're a quilt shop owner or a quilter. We all have scraps. And Goldie is using the, I'm going to grab it. Isn't it from Cluck Sew? Yeah. She is using the Cluck Sew pattern Easy Bake, which we do have a kit for that as well. But she's using the pattern to use up scraps. And the gist of it is going to be blue. She's got everything from teal to navy to don't you even go to black? No. Did you say even to black? And she has gone through, I think, every scrap bin and is cutting out all of the pieces. We have a special mound of fabric I've been told not to touch. I throw my scraps into the garbage. When I'm done, they're piling theirs up. Which are you? Are you a piler or a throw in the can kind of girl? So she's working on that. And Virginia was working yesterday on some of their Twin Creations products because they were at our family market night last night, which was also fun. Well, but what am I working on, right? I'm working on something too. I decided that I would spend my time at retreat this week. I'm going to say getting to know my Stripology rulers a little better. And I love the Stripology rulers. They come in a variety of sizes. I'll hold up. This one is the squared mini here that I have. There's actually 4 different sizes. But Gudrun Erla is the designer of the rulers and all of the products that go with her rulers. And one of the reasons I love her rulers is that she supports them. She supports them with books, patterns, videos. You are not just investing in a tool, you are investing in something that she has invested in for you. And I love that. So one of the books that she has is Master Your Stripology Rulers. Tons of great tips. This is going to sound funny because like I use these rulers all the time. But one of the things that they talk about in here is to remember that this also, the straight edge, is also an important part of the ruler. And they even tell you when you're cutting certain strips if you have to use this edge as a measured. I mean, everything is useful on this ruler, not just the slotted lines, but also the straight edges. And so that has just a little, like they gave me permission to use those edges. Isn't it funny what we need? But that has been very interesting. I decided I love triangle squares, and I know that a lot of you kind of got like, you know, it's not your first thing. And so I decided my first project in this book was going to be, I think it's called Wiggle. Hold on, I gotta get it. I had it on the page. Wiggle Room. I'm making Wiggle Room. I love the way hers happen to coordinate, but she shows you different layouts. And it's all triangle squares. And I've been doing a lot of things. So trust me, it's not like I'm just solely focused on this project. But yesterday I took a bunch of scraps because even Hen and Chick Studio ends up with scraps. I'm using the collection, no, I'm not going to say it, Conway? Conway Cottage. Conway Cottage. Oh my gosh, it's too early in the morning. And these were all left over from making the courthouse step quilt that we have, the store sample that we have downstairs. So I cut them all up. I used my Stripology. I actually used the big squared ruler to cut all of the scraps into 5-inch squares because this particular pattern calls for 45-inch squares. So you don't have to go out and buy a charm pack. You can make your own charm packs, and it's super easy when you're using the Stripology rulers. And so I made all my 5-inch squares, and then instead of drawing a line down the center of the squares like I normally would have, I followed her instructions and used the ruler and the lines in the ruler to pair my squares together, to then cut down the middle and pair my triangles. Took them all to the sewing machine, had fun making a big long chain. And then now I've got them all ready to trim. So that's what I'm doing now. They all have just a little sliver that's coming off of them. So I'm using, I use the lines. It's so great. I don't know if you can see this online without a lot, but they have these diagonal lines. I'll show it there on the dark. These diagonal lines right there where you can line them up with your seams. And it makes it so easy to trim up all of your pieces. So I'll come back to you later today, because it won't take me that long to get all these trimmed and then lay it out and see what it's going to look like. And then if you haven't noticed, there's something purple in the background. And that is a brand new product that we got here at Hidden Chick Studio called the Ironmatic. Let me grab, I have it in 2 colors. Ironmatic, and it comes in the teal and the purple, and it's an ironing surface, and I put it on top of our ironing tables here. I've been a little disappointed in some coloration that we're getting on the wool mats after a lot of use, so I'm trying something different. The other thing I like about these mats is that they're completely portable. So they've got, let me grab. So it's real crinkly sound. So it's got a surface on the back that it keeps it from moving, and then a really pretty surface to iron on. And I love, again, you can then put that Ironmatic mat anywhere. So you could put it on a plastic table, you can put it on a wood table, anywhere you want, and the heat does not go through. So we're trying that out. We're going to have those for sale here in the store, but we'll also have them in the retreat centers to use, because I know a lot of people travel with their irons, their personal irons, and I think that this is a product that will do well because it's a very portable, folds up very nicely, packs up very nicely, all those kinds of things. Okay, well, I've gone on long enough. I hope you're having fun we had day 1 yesterday, day 2 today of our State Fair posts and memories. So jump into our Facebook and check that out. Hope you're all doing great. And I'll be back later today with an update on Wiggle Room, part of the Master Your Stripology Ruler book. Talk to you later.